I shouldn't have stopped when he called my name. I hadn't even reached the village yet. The road was empty, stretching out behind me in silence, with only a few dim lights ahead marking where the houses began. I remember thinking how quiet it was. No cars, no voices, just that still, heavy kind of silence that makes you notice your own footsteps. And then, Diane, I froze. There was no one on the road when I turned around, just darkness, the kind that feels deeper than it should be. I stood there for a moment, listening, waiting for something, anything, to explain what I'd heard. Nothing did. So I told myself it was just my imagination. Maybe the wind. Maybe I was more tired than I thought. And I kept walking. The village was smaller than I expected. Just a handful of houses, their windows glowing faintly in the dark. A single narrow street ran between them, uneven and quiet. Too quiet, even for a place like that. I remember thinking there should have been something, a dog barking, a door closing, someone talking in the distance. But there was nothing, just the sound of my steps. Then I saw him, standing just off to the side of the road, watching me. He didn't move as I approached, didn't speak, just stood there, holding a lantern low by his side, its light barely reaching his face. But I could feel it, that look, like he knew me. When I got closer, he nodded, not politely, not casually, like he was confirming something.
"You're late,"
he said. I stopped. What? He didn't react to my confusion, didn't even seem to notice it.
"You took longer this time."
He added. This time. I felt something tighten in my chest. "I think you've got the wrong person," I said. He shook his head, slowly, almost gently.
"No,"
he said.
"It's you."
Before I could respond, he stepped aside, gesturing toward the village.
"Come on,"
he said.
"They're waiting."
I should have left. I know that now. But something about the way he said it, not inviting, not threatening, just certain, made it hard to argue. So I followed him. The street felt different once I stepped into it. Closer, like the space had shrunk without me noticing. The houses seemed tighter together, their windows darker now, like something had dimmed the light from inside. And then I noticed the people. They were standing in the doorways. Not all of them, just enough. Watching. None of them spoke. None of them moved. But as I walked past, their eyes followed me. Not curious, not cautious, recognizing. That was the word that kept coming to mind. Recognizing. Like I had been there before.
"You see?"
The man with the lantern said quietly. I didn't answer. We stopped in front of a small house near the end of the street. The door was already open. I hadn't seen anyone open it.
"Go in,"
he said. I hesitated. Why? He looked at me, just for a moment, and for the first time there was something different in his expression. Not confidence, not certainty, something closer to concern.
"Because you always do."
That didn't make sense. None of it did, but I stepped inside. The room was small, simple. A table, a chair, a bed in the corner, and on the table was a glass of water, still untouched. Next to it was a bag. My bag. I didn't need to open it to know. I recognized the worn strap, the small tear near the bottom, the way it leaned slightly to one side when it was set down. My chest tightened. I hadn't been there before. I knew that. I was sure of it. So why was it already there?
You left it last time.
I turned. The man was standing in the doorway, watching me. I didn't leave anything, I said. He didn't argue, didn't correct me.
You will.
He said. Something shifted in the air, subtle but undeniable. I looked back at the bag, then at the glass of water, then at the room, and for a second, just a second, I had the strangest feeling, like I remembered this. Not clearly, not fully, but enough to feel it. A moment that hadn't happened yet. I don't understand, I said.
You don't.
He agreed. Then he stepped aside.
Not yet.
I don't remember leaving the house. Not clearly. Everything after that feels blurred. Like trying to recall a dream that slips away the harder you focus on it. But I do remember the road. Standing on it again. The village behind me. And the silence. I didn't look back. I didn't want to. But as I walked away, I heard it again. Diane. Closer this time. I kept walking. Diane. Right behind me. I stopped, and for a moment, I almost turned around. But something in me knew, if I did, I wouldn't be leaving again. So I kept walking, and I haven't gone back since. But sometimes, late at night, when everything is quiet, I think about that house. The glass of water, the bag, and the way he said it.
You took longer this time.
And I can't stop wondering how many times I've already been there.